Good evening. It's another episode of This Is What You Don't Want to Hear with Alfonso Seville. Um, First and foremost, I want to give a nice rest in peace shout out to my man Macho out on Coney Island, 2007 Surf Avenue. Rest in peace, Macho. We always love you, my guy. We're going to miss you, but we're doing this for you too. Also, we'll still get everything done that we supposed to get done. And yeah, this is another episode of This Is What You Don't Want to Hear. And what I'm talking about in this episode is I'm talking about undocumented immigrants inside the shelter system, and I'm also talking about the sex offenders inside the shelter system. Inside the shelter system. As y'all know, I've been homeless for the last 11 years, and I've been dealing with a lot of racism coming from undocumented immigrants, illegal immigrants that's inside the shelter systems. I don't know if y'all know, but undocumented or illegal immigrants inside the shelter system cannot be arrested unless they commit a crime. The police could come in there and take them out. But if they don't commit no crimes, then police can't bother them at all. And and what they do inside the shelters, because they feel like that's their home. I don't know whatever they went through or had to go through to get to the shelter system, but it follows them, and it's not a pretty sight. And I don't think that U.S. citizens or people such like myself should be submitted to that type of living and stuff. When we're citizens of our own country, so we shouldn't be scared in our own country of legal immigrants. Well, in the shelter system, that's what a lot is going on. I know people did documentaries and this and that, but in the shelter system, man, the undocumented immigrants, they're racist. They're racist. They upset because they don't have citizenship. They're upset that they can't get citizenship. They hate on the citizens because we're citizens, and they just take over the shelters like they run it, like that's their shelters. Um, there's a lot of Latin, a lot of Latinos in there, and they make it hard for U.S. citizens to want to stay in the shelter because they fear the violence from the illegal immigrants, and it's not right. Like I said, I've been around it. I've been talking about it, and it's like they come in the shelter and they gotta prove how tough they is. And if you're dealing with Spanish people, all the Spanish people stick together. They all speak Spanish, so they all stick together. So really, inside the shelter system, it'd be like a race war, honestly. The Spanish against the blacks, whatever little blacks it is. But the blacks is outnumbered. All the races outnumbered when it comes to illegal immigrants inside the shelter system. And they just disrespectful. A lot of illegal immigrants don't like Americans. A lot of them mad at us because of the way they had to live. Like we don't have nothing to do with that. And they let it show. They definitely let it show. The legal immigrants show everybody love. They show the Spanish people love because everybody speaks Spanish. They show the white people love because they're scared of the white people because they know that that's the people that can deport them. So they get them the utmost respect. But the black race, they gotta prove how tough they is, and and there's always violence when it comes between us or towards us, or is nothing, never peaceful. It's very, we don't speak Spanish. We don't understand some of the stuff that they be saying. So, that goes a long way. And inside the shelter system, there's a lot of racism inside the shelter system. Yes, it is. And it really is. And it all have to do with a lot of illegal immigrants that's in there. They be starting a lot of trouble. And the staff there caters to them. And another group the staff cater to is the sex offenders. I don't understand how you cater to these sex offenders. The sex offenders is that's another gang inside the shelter. So the sex offenders, because they all sex offenders, so all the sex offenders stick together inside the shelters. And I got the app, the sex offender app. So when I'm in the shelter, I see all the sex offenders. I was just in help Myers, help USA, which the Cuomo zone, and only thing I was around was illegal aliens and sex offenders. There was about 20 of them in there, and a lot of them, like, you really couldn't tell if you didn't know. And the way that they carry themselves, they act like they didn't do nothing in the world. They quick to fight, quick to do this in the shelter, quick to say that. They act like their jacket is clean. And so a lot of sex offenders, a lot of people despise these people. Not one of them. So like, it was really hard for me in the shelter, being around the racism, me understanding, seeing everything about the racism from the illegal immigrants, and then I gotta be around these sex offenders, and me just being that type of environment and help Myers, and including the COVID virus, including how the staff treat you, including the dirtiness. It was really too much. And these the people that inside the shelter that they cater to. They cater to the sex offenders. They cater to the legal immigrants. They cater to everybody who's smoking a bunch of K2 causing a problem. But people like me, like, regular people that's, trying to get out the shelter, but, speak his voice, they, that's why I've been sitting here for 11 years. So, I'm still fighting a good fight, though, whatever. I'm still here. And, yeah, then also with the legal immigrants, whatever they did to get here, it was a hardship, because you could tell, like, they have no problem with defecating in the showers. They have no problem with defecating on the floor in the bathroom. Like, they have no problem with this. Then when it's time to eat, they the first ones online, acting like they Bogart and stuff like. And you could tell this is the way they act, because this is where they came from. Whatever they had to cross, they didn't have no bathroom, so they had to use the bathroom where else. Whenever they came across food, they had to eat it, because this is what they was going through if they're crossing in the country illegally. So if you're crossing illegally, is not a lot of opportunities and stuff for you. So they bring that same type of living in the shelter. So this border crisis that's going on right now, which Joe Biden, whatever his name is allowing, all that's gonna happen, these illegal aliens, immigrants that's coming in the country. Once they come in, they don't get settled, and then they're gonna send them to different states, and then them states gonna put them right in the shelter system. So again, here we go. Like, that's things that the 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 minority, the poor minority, people like me, the U.S. citizens, the black citizens, the people that's here legally, the people that was born, we have to we have to play behind these illegal aliens. I don't understand how y'all catering to them, and it's illegal immigrants. What they're doing is illegal. It's illegal to come into the country illegally. How you catering to these people? And then y'all put them right in the shelter. Y'all don't have them out there with y'all Joe Biden or Biden, whatever your name is, where you living at, they're not in the rich neighborhoods. They're not in these big wealthy neighborhoods. They're right in the low poverty minority communities, which is mostly blacks and Spanish. So they already speak Spanish, so they cool with the Spanish race. So only race that leaves out in the side is the black race. Then when it comes to the black race, everybody gotta prove how tough they are when it comes to us. So this is a problem for me. It's a problem for my black race, and it's a problem for my homeless community and my shelter community, because these people gonna be right in the shelters because that's the only place they could go. They're here illegally. Yo, Biden, send them to your house. If you let them come across the border and let them go in your house. So I don't understand, but once again, it's my episode on what's going on inside the shelters, the MICA shelters, dealing with the legal aliens and the sex offenders, man. That's two big problems that's going on inside the shelters that need to be looked at, that need to be reevaluated, that need to be, I don't know. Well, it need to be checked, or you need to put all illegal, undocumented legal aliens in one shelter, or two, three, four shelters. How many shelters y'all need for them? And y'all need to put all the sex offenders in one shelter. Like y'all got these people running around like it's all right, like they're all right, and then you release them right out into the public. That's why all the crime that's happening in the public is coming from homeless people. Cause the mayor structure in the inside is, they're very disrespectful. So nobody want to stay inside, so they go outside and they commit crime. But that's another episode, man. And we're gonna talk about that this episode. Once again, this is what you really don't want to hear. Again, this is what you don't want to hear. And my name is Alfonso Seville. Another episode. And say goodnight to everybody. Say what's up to my daughter down out in Coney Island. Diamond Cruz, baby. I love you. And that's about it, man. Y'all stay up, stay safe. Everybody, this pandemic. Vaccinate. Salute to y'all. If you not, I wish y'all the best, man.